All right, it's February 2nd, 2023. ISSS Education. George and Peter and I had some conversations. Notes are here. And also, here was an email that was from today from James Rose. Systems Education, 1970.
Oh, wow.
Does anyone recognize this, or is this?
No, it's new to me.
Same here.
All right.
Never seen it before.
Pretty. Well, let's see here. So, all right, let's just look at it and see, and also let Rob know, see if it is included.
Yeah, good. No, I've never seen that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was written 50 years ago that is still ironically relevant, I think. I mean, even the course I took, which was in 1979, I mean, that's 43 years ago. I still think it's a good course. But then called Systems Behavior.
That reminds me of like Gödel Escher Bach from 1979 and Darwin's Dangerous Idea from Dennett. Both of them were kind of before the computer science and genomics had really taken off empirically. So they were very principled, and they still hold true. And then they were not susceptible to be like, oh, just one more genome being sequenced.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's an important era for systems.
Yeah, people talk about different phases, don't they, of systems.
I'm just moving anything that's not already in the table down so the agenda can be shorter. And then we can just have a shorter looking agenda, fold up inactive projects.
Okay. So where are we on your agenda?
Talk about anything you want.
Okay. So where's your agenda? Okay, so welcome instructions. Okay, so we've sort of done that because we know each other quite well. I think the thing we're just talking about, which is good for the recording, is to invite Wayne Wakeland and any of his colleagues from Portland State University to come and tell us what they do in system science, because they have a system science program there, and to invite any members that want to come along to listen to that, and then to discuss the state of systems science or systems education in the United States, at least at the current time, in universities. Let's be clear. And it might be good if I could find then, as system and system models is a topic in the cross-cutting concepts, maybe I could find somebody who's actually teaching that within the National Science Teaching Association and hear from them as well. So then we're at least doing a bit of a survey of what's going on in the field. So I'll do those two action items over the next couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah, have you got any update on that? On what are you doing now then at the moment?
All right. Now the agenda is kind of minimal. So now it's just how we actually want to think about what to do. Our survey, we can look at the survey questions, but it sounds like this conversation is going to help us inform that. I think it sounds useful to
Okay.
wait,
Yeah, so but
send
it
out the
makes me want to
survey.
do that first, okay, before doing a
So,
survey. Okay.
if I think waiting a few weeks if needed, develop the
Okay.
full survey and even maybe even build out what the form would look like,
Okay.
so that we can, in that conversation, we can get any feedback on like the different kinds of specific questions, and then potentially we could invite people who want to join, like you mentioned, but then also just hear about it and then get feedback on the survey on how to make it maximally informative.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, because just with the time that we have, we will learn a lot about the education landscape, and I think that over that kind of, let's look at the questions. I remember from last time, it was like, what is the, who is this being sent to, and thus how broad or how many or how specific questions should we ask. So maybe could we look at these fields and see if there's any, if this is the information that we really want, or what information we want. Any other type of contact information?
Now, who did we envision this going to? I, for some reason, I thought it was to be broadly
Yes.
distributed. So not
Yeah.
everybody's going to be affiliated with an institution. They may
Exactly.
be
This was
working in
copied
a
over from
company.
1985.
Well, maybe it should be organization rather than institution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree.
All right.
Yeah.
Just change it to organizational information if appropriate, you know. I suppose most people, I mean, most trainings and things are done through organizations.
All right. So organization,
I think
then
that's good. Yeah.
program,
Yeah, I think that's not unreasonable. Yeah.
type.
Yep. It's reasonable. I mean, I think you could just let people fill that in.
Yeah.
Number of students,
Is
what,
there
per
any
year? Number of students for over what period?
number of students per year?
Per year, yeah. Yeah.
Program length.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Number of teachers
Yeah.
per year, or just number of teachers?
I think number of teachers is fine.
Okay. Administrative structure, possible remove. Program structure.
Yeah,
This
that's
is a little bit, yeah. Teacher roster.
they want real names, teacher names. I
That
mean, that's
was,
a
this is just again copied from 85, but like,
yeah. I mean, roster is a. I would have thought names would be more direct. Roster sounds a little bit more formal, doesn't it?
makes me
Yeah.
think of a baseball team.
Yeah, something like that. I would put names. Teacher slash instructors, because they might not call, or I don't know, teachers slash instructors slash professors. I mean,
Learning slash teaching methods.
something like that. Yeah.
Methods. It's good. Well, it's like first, like we'll make sure we're getting all the right fields that we want to ask, but also kind of balancing long forms. Like I think the names might be a little bit too much.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. I mean, what this has just triggered, and it's a diversion from what we're doing currently, but just let me bring it up while it comes to my mind, is that in the course of attending another webinar yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, I became aware of that program that was run in 2015 before the Berlin conference. And there's a whole website with the record of that program, which was conducted in Hirschenhausen. So if you, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, this is a digression, but it came up because we're talking about education and the survey and types, but it's actually, I put the link on the front page on a blog post of ISSS just quickly, so it would be somewhere. So you should have a look at that. And just, yeah, if you go down to the blogs, I think it's on the blog post. Does it say
Here?
that? Yeah, that one, exactly. So that, just as a record, that was something that ISSS was involved in. And yeah, there you go. I mean, it just and there's a website there and so on. That's at the Open University, and I just felt like, oh, that's something that was done, and it has the it was, it was for students. There were a lot of students there. Anyway, I know that's a digression, but it's an example of a group of people that came together to talk about systems, sciences, and governing worlds. And admittedly, that's 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever. But I can't believe it.
Hmm.
Anyway, just for the record. Yeah, and that's next generation search science standards. Yeah, absolutely. And that. So, well, this is good. I mean, I think it's good to look at these. So you're going to take the word teachers roster out of it.
Let's remove it. If for those who engage, we could ask for subsequent information in the future.
You could do that.
All right, consulting programs. Also,
Yeah.
all of these are optional.
Yeah. Well, I think these are
Include-
good. I think understanding how much
Okay.
it might cost. Yeah.
Okay. Then
I mean,
they,
yeah, so that's good.
then they had several questions here. Resources used, like textbooks, they're thinking.
Yeah.
Publications, research programs, dissertation, also possible remove. Again, could follow up with the resources, or like we can have one or like something, or maybe it's a way for people to highlight the work that they
Yeah, I think
wanna
so. I
show.
would leave it in. I would leave it in there
Alright.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So maybe what we should be doing next time is actually getting the list of people to whom this should be sent.
yeah,
That would be good, is compiling the mailing list.
that is here on the
Right. There you go.
systems organization. So yeah, send to ISSS and these, and write the letter so that people feel like they can share it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the INCOSY System Science Working Group is another group, for example. So, and as you're on this survey, I mean, you doing the survey in Coda. Is that what you're proposing? I mean, this would turn it into a form, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
Here's
you
what it looks like. So pasting made that a view. So this
and then
is
can
not
it
a
be
copy.
summarized easily?
And
Or
then options, more, form.
right,
And
but I
then
mean,
it's
then on
possible.
how do you do the
Yes.
results?
Then the results. So like
I mean, the reason I'm asking is because we have an account with SurveyMonkey, and it can be outputted in any format, including a spreadsheet. I'm just wondering, in terms of ease of use,
yeah.
what is if this is easier than SurveyMonkey, fine. But I'm just, asking the question, having looked at this set of questions, what's the easiest way to assemble the information and have it usable more, more readily and quickly and publishable? So maybe doing it this way is fine. I'm
Oh,
raising the
yes.
question.
Yeah. It can fill in these exact
Okay.
exact rows can be filled in. It just
All right.
we're designing the survey, so I'm having them as rows.
Yep.
Then we'll make another table where those are the columns, and then the
Okay.
form will capture the information into that schema of columns, and then that can also be summarized as charts and published on a updating website,
Okay.
like the live stream one.
Oh, with yours. Yeah, exactly. Gotcha.
So each row, there could be categories of
Yeah.
programs,
Right.
rows, and then
Gotcha.
like links to other things. Oh,
Okay.
that's something we
Perfect.
can ask.
Okay. Thank you.
Link to the programs.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's good. I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes. So I've got to prepare for
thank you. Yeah,
something.
that's
But
great.
that's
Thank
good.
you.
So I think what I'll do then, I'll reach out to Wayne and see if we can do something around that. I'll also look at the next generation science standards and see who's teaching something on systems. And then the last thing I said was to see if we can start compiling the list of people that this survey would be sent to. So I mean, we could actually ask the membership for suggestions as well. Like, we're going to do a survey, and who should we send it to?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Does
want.
ISSS have a CRM beyond membership list?
Well, it's only got the membership list.
Okay.
It doesn't have a CRM, but I mean, that's another interesting question, isn't it? I mean, that would be, we have an account with a2hosted.com, and there are open source CRMs on Softalicious, and that would be, it'd be quite easy to take all the names on the current registry and put them into some form of open source CRM, that would then be able to more, directly keep track of what people the relation. I mean, that's an interesting question. So I don't know that I want to go down that route right now, but if that's have you had experience with CRMs then, Daniel?
Yeah, we used Salesforce, but in most commonly, we just use Coda tables.
Really?
Just as it's being done here, and not go for some enterprise scale
Right.
efficiency, although it actually can be used that way. Just few people go to learn the tool that deeply, including myself. But even at this level,
Could we
it may work.
could you create a CRM within Coda that's only accessible to a few people?
Yeah, I can make a separate CRM document with a different set of privileges that then can make a view that's redacted, like by column and by row. So there's kind of entities that can be excluded, and then columns. You can do that on that document side, and then cross doc that in a non-editable form here. So it could just be limited information shown to anybody who joins these meetings, which would never expose private information,
All right.
as
Well,
they
that's
actually do now.
right. Okay. So that's a topic for some further investigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Future
Well, look,
thought.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. I've got to go now. So
Farewell.
good to see you both. Cheers.
Right.
All right. Also, thanks, George, for joining me with Shingai. Hope that was useful.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Okay,
Anything else to add, or otherwise that's all good?
I think it's all good for now. I'm gonna have
Thank
to
you.
go in a little while anyway.
All right. Very well.
All right,